What is up, YouTube? LazeeLlama here, and here we are with this beautiful game, Hexa Train. It's absolutely amazing. I played a little bit more of it. It's really fun. I'm going to say it's amazing in the fact that it's not finished to my feel. I feel like there really needs to be some money system because you kind of hit endgame really fast. But after playing for a little bit, I'm having a blast with it. I really am. So we're on a new planet. I'm going to kind of describe it a little bit better now that I know what I'm doing. Each train can only hold 200 items, so you can't have it go pick up a ton of things at places. It goes to one stop and then needs to go to its delivery system. So for example, if we want to go to the sawmill, it produces lumber and it can bring it to a storage. For example, I think there's a storage close. Oh, yeah, there's a moon as well. I did get into a little bit messing around with that. So do we have a farm? We got a farm up here. So you know what? We can go at this farm to the bakery, unless there's a closer bakery, which you can highlight over what it produces grain for, and it shows like the places it produces grain. And you'll see one of them is here, and then this produces foods for basically cities over here. So let's get started and do this real quick. I don't see us doing too many episodes of this, to be honest, just because it doesn't really seem like there's too much of an option for it. Like there's not enough going on in the game to make it crazy. So we're gonna just loop up around. We'll get into here. We can zoom out. I don't know if I can. No, we can't get into this coal mine. So this coal mine, sadly, resource is going to be a waste. But then we're gonna shoot up over to the bakery. Take a quick little shot up. Shoot in, and then we need to basically, first of all, we want to complete the system. We're also going to need to come here. I think, can't, because this needs food, right? No, it says moon crystal. Ah, no, something else needs food. I don't know. Turning it's probably about right. Maybe we come through it, because we're probably going to use the same train. Perfect. So there's a loop, basically. It does not go to the city, but we can simply change that by making it do that. We can also get that into the mix. Sadly, it's kind of a cramped area, and actually, it might be kind of hard to do that at. But if I basically, can I come off of the depot itself? No, I can't. But say we want, we can make a variant path off of here. We're actually going to miss that sawmill. We come down to here, we loop it to there, and then basically we need to cut in before this because it's going to do a loop, and we're going to actually bypass the station altogether as it doesn't need repairs or anything like that. It just needs to be able to do the loop here. So we basically come around, probably do another one, and then merge it. And that'll merge right there. Again, I'm just using my arrow keys. I kind of talked about that last episode. But if we add a new train, we can add station. So again, it's going to go to the farm. Then it's going to go to the bakery. And then it's going to go deliver it to here. And that's it. That train's got to go. It will start using this path after it does a full lap. It might, because I technically didn't start it yet, go there early. But that's going to kind of do its thing. There's, you know, we don't need to touch it. It's going to just go. Getting this in the mix, we could definitely do. I don't know where it said the closest warehouse was. We zoom out, we can see. I think there was one up here. We do have a smeltery up here. There's a warehouse up here as well. But you'll see when this gets going, I'll drop this down in a minute. But yeah, you can see it's got grain production. That'll kind of ease up and actually do something here in a moment. But it needs to kind of collect things before it will do anything. It needs to do basically a lap for it to kind of set itself up for success. We do have a smeltery and a warehouse here, as well as copper. I'm pretty sure the copper needs a needs coal as well. I think you need both of those. We do have this, the depot here. We can shoot up and do that. And the sawmill does go to the warehouse. So you see if I highlight it, it jumps over to this. So basically, we can come in here and we can start making another track. And these tracks can intervene. Like it doesn't matter. They can cross over. Trains do kind of bump heads if you're not like careful enough. But I've been having a blast with this game. The only thing it needs is a currency system to make it like they're an end goal, like you're trying to make money. I think things need to cost something. It bothers me that they don't. That's like the only complaint I have about this game is there's like, you're kind of just working at nothing almost, in a way. Another bakery. You don't need that. You can even build over the city blocks, like if they get in the way. So that connects up, and if we click economy, by the way, you'll see that economy is starting to take off, and then we have grain, and we have our food, which is starting to pick up because we're delivering that food over there. And as time goes on, it'll kind of sort itself out more. And the idea right now of the game seems to be to just kind of stable your resources, get things stable. So we want to go here, we want to go to the smeltery, and then again, smeltery. Click on smeltery. It accepts all these ores, and it produces metal to go to the warehouse. And you can just highlight over, and it says where it is. If you forget, you know, it's pretty easy. So that's going to do its thing. And you can make shortcuts for things, like, because technically we don't need to come back here. I can simply do this, for example. I think this might be the best point to do it. Trying to think of where the curve should be there. And now the train will get smart, and instead of going back to here, it'll just do this little loop, which will be a lot better for it. But that should get itself going. I did depart that, right? No, I didn't. So let's do that one, and as well add sawmill. And again, sawmills produce for, it's hard to see sometimes, for these as well. And that's going to just make goods. So basically we can make, oh, new train, my bad. You can just delete things off if you mess up. And again, you have to do different trains for things because they will kind of get in each other's way. And this one we could even do less of a path, and they're even vary off this path, and just take a train up here, shoot down here, and merge. So that one's just going to do a loop around. Could even make a separate little highway for it to speed across to get up there quicker, and then it doesn't have to get stuck between the points behind this train, which is generally probably a better thing to do. And they might get stuck at this little stop point, but if we just zoom it up like this, we can merge it in a lot quicker. Some of the inclines they get to is pretty steep, and again, there is another planet we can get onto, and basically it's got the moon crystals. All you do is click on that to kind of swap around, but you'll see the economy for a lot of things start to pick up soon. I don't know if I departed that train. I did not. Sometimes I forget that. So that's going, so that'll get us lumber, and you basically just want to check off everything. I would worry about moon crystals and moon rocks kind of last. What is this train doing? Oh, it's because I took something away from it, so it got stuck. I'm like, why don't we have this going yet? Hopefully it picked things up. It's because I added the sawmill to it before. So now that some ores, I think, again, for these to actually smelt, I think it needs, and it'll store up to 1,000 items in there, I believe. 1,000 of everything. And then you basically need, I believe, this to produce goods for, I think, cities, right? And then we'll technically need to get something to go from this to a city in the area. And we could bring it to the same city over here if we wanted. I could connect these two tracks, no problem, and we could send it across. It's just, if you can get it closer, it's better, obviously. But you see lumber is starting to peak. And you'll see things rise up, and you could do more and kind of cap things out. But again, once you kind of get all the nodes, there's really not much else to do, which is part of the problem. There's a lot of coal down here. It's just, that's a long way to get coal. But I think we're going to do it. So you know what? Once these connect, then we'll go connect to that, which technically will let me set up for that in the future. And then the coal is just down here, right? So yeah, we'll have a variation off of here. I don't know which coal mine is going to look the best to grab. Probably just this one here. And then basically just zoom it back probably all the way. And it would need to connect back up here, which isn't that bad. So we just zoom it back up, get a little curve, follow along, probably roughly the same distance, and zoom it back in. And we get some coal going. So we make another train. Add. It's just fun. It's very relaxing. Is it by any means anything crazy? No. Nothing too intense going on. It's pretty basic, but it's a lot of fun. So you see in here as well, it's just accumulating a ton of copper. And I guess we can have this one deliver over here too, just in case, I guess, whatever one really does it. And yeah, I could have made this train at any station. It just makes sense to do it up here. So it shouldn't have no problem doing that little loop. It should just zoom on down. Kind of does its own thing. They'll only really stop if they need to. And again, if we're going to get to the point of making moon crystals, that's where we'll bring it. And there's a rocket place over here. It's actually kind of a neat one to try to connect into. And I got to bring it into the same track. That's the fun thing about it. You can use the same track for like everything. And I could branch off here and grab more of these if we want to. Again, I don't think things run out of nodes. Again, if things like that happened, the game would be a lot cooler in my opinion. I think there's definitely ways to improve this game. I don't know, honestly, if it's out of, like, I don't know if they consider it finished. I don't think they do. I don't think it's something that's like a finished product, which just excites me. I'm really hoping that they're adding more to it, and they got some big plans for it. And again, I don't know, sadly. I wish I did. Copper, we're already doing copper, right? What other node are we doing? Do we do iron or copper? We did copper. Yeah, I don't want to do another copper node. But we can do is get these goods ready to roll, because they got to go to the city. And I try not to, personally, I try not to destroy the city blocks. You can run over things and they'll delete just like trees. Like if we run over one or two here, it might happen. I try to make this look a little pretty, but I try to make it not do it, because I really like the looks of things. So basically what I'm doing is just going and grabbing that. Sadly, I don't think, like I said, we're going to have to cut some of the city down to do that up. And then we can basically make another train. And we could add this to another train schedule. One of the trains that are, you know, going over here. But since we're going to start getting a lot of goods, and you see it already has a lot of goods, because everything, it's full of goods, basically. All the, not metals, I guess. I think it's just the lumber is considered goods. But if I want, I can add a train to basically come out and go to the warehouse, and then add a... and maybe I should do it with this. You know what? Can I delete a train? I don't know if you can delete a train. Is it you? No, 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 no. No. It's this train. You know what? Let's just add a new one. I was thinking about making him do it, but we can just add another one. It really doesn't hurt. Oh, why don't you let me add a new one? Oh, we already have, because it's sitting here. Yeah, so warehouse, and then I was going to add that to the same route, but it's a lot quicker if it does it that way. I don't know how efficient-wise it is, but if we set that there, that'll get goods rolling. You can see goods, did I add it for a second? So goods went up. Goods are going to be down as well if you don't balance things, and that's really what the game seems to be about right now, is balancing it to where you don't get a drop like this, because if you get drops like that, that's actually because you're sitting on resources, and it's sitting at max capacity somewhere. So you basically need to figure out why, and how do you fix that, how to make the tracks more efficient. So like there is a point to it, and like here we are bringing something to this, right? Aren't we bringing food to it? Yeah, so food should still be steadily up there, yeah. Food has not dropped. It's because we're not sitting at max capacity anywhere. It's producing grain, and I don't know if certain nodes will produce more, but it should drop at this bakery, which should not have a super excess. It does actually have a decent bit of excess. So what we might want to do is add another train that helps deal with that, actually. I know it's going down because it produces it in the wheat. I don't know how much it produces every lap. It looks like this is going up. So eventually this might get to the point where we're making too much and our grain production, actually. Grain production would drop. If our grain production drops, this yellow bar drops a lot. That's because we were sitting at max capacity grain and can't do anything because of it. Which could be the problem. Although it looks like it's working itself down. Maybe it was just at 100 or something at some point. Or it's going to bring more grain in. It looks like it's averaging 700 or so grain. And then just because it sat there, I think we're fine. I don't think it's ever going to... It might climb up slowly. And I might need another train to basically go and just do loops of bakery to city runs. Or you can bring it to another city just for fun. But anyways, guys, there's definitely more to the game. Obviously, you can max out other things. Our metal seems to be having some problems, and it's probably just because of the time it takes coal to get there, so I might even want 2 coal trains, and again, you can try to figure that out. And right now, we're sitting on, actually over-capped. Maybe copper sits high, but we probably need two coal trains. Which actually means I think we would need to node another one of these, because these only have so much. No, it could just use another one. So we could do that right now real quick. And throw another train in to simply go grab some coal, because it's producing plenty, and then bring that up to our beautiful no not warehouse, smeltery, and then anything extra you can bring to the warehouse. So that'll give another one to kind of go help try to keep up with the current demand, because you can see we're just sitting at quite a bit, and it might just because I logged so much to begin with, so you might do all this and then have to delete a train or have it go do something else, but you get the idea of the game. You can see our goods spiking up and down just because things, messing around with things. I think we got a influx of, yeah, we saw so many goods, so you could probably even have multiple trains doing goods because the sawmill seems to be producing a lot. I don't know how much goods are produced from the sawmill. But you guys get the point of the game. I don't think I need to showcase it anymore. It is really cool, and if they do any big updates, I don't think they want to bring it to like a money system. I think it's meant to be like a sandboxy game and like try to balance everything. And I played through a playthrough of this where I got things really high and efficient. I used like almost every node on the thing. It was crazy before. Like sadly you can't have multiple saves either, so I deleted it. As well as I was mining quite a bit on the moon and bringing it back. Trying to make that as efficient as possible. The moon was it felt a little weird because like the train actually loads into the rocket and goes over to the moon, and it's kind of weird. I try not to use the same train for it. I just had to go drop things off and come back and have the moon have its own things, but there are nodes on there to play around with that. And if you guys really want to see more, let me know, but I do think that's going to be it for this series. Again, unless they update anything, just kind of showcasing the game. But anyways, I think I explained it enough. If you guys enjoyed it, take a second, smack the like button, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!